Hello, this is my first ORD camp. My name is Macey, and welcome to How Not to Starve in Backcountry Yorkshire, which is now rendering fine, so we're all good. So Yorkshire is basically Appalachia, but the tea is hot. And the easiest way not to starve there, you find a pub. But if you have lost your way and you're lost in the real backcountry, a few things about foraging. It is legal in the UK as long as you do not sell your product, you don't kill the plant, you don't pick tended crops, and you don't trespass. My personal law, don't die. If you don't recognize it, don't eat it. We're going to start simple. Who's eaten blackberries from a hedge? Well done! I'm very proud of you all, and none of you are dead. Good. You can also eat raspberries, mulberries, and salmon berries, but not in Yorkshire. Those are really Pacific Northwest. However, my personal favorite berry is this. It's the bilberry. You cannot get them in shops. They don't grow in cultivated land. They require a fire ecology of upland moorland. You can find them in heather. You can also find crowberries in heather. They won't kill you, but they're very unpleasant. Be careful. Don't eat the ones with needles. Now we're moving on to mushrooms. People think that mushrooms are a thing that you can forage. Don't forage mushrooms. You're going to die. These on the right, the puffballs are lovely. The death cap will kill you. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing, okay? Got a deal. Cool. Now, a varied diet is very important. Let's talk about greenery. You can find garlic in a lot of backcountry British woods. It smells of garlic. If it doesn't smell of garlic, it's lily of the valley, you will die. But you can boil it in soup, probably don't eat it raw. Next up, if you want to eat your vegetables raw, let's talk about dandelion, French for tooth of lion. The French call it pissenlit because it is a diuretic. Don't eat too much of it. You can also roast the roots and use them as something like coffee, according to my sister. I don't trust her that much, though. The hard mode slides are for things which will bite you back. These are nettles. They sting. It hurts. But if you pick them with gloves, you can make very nice soups. You can make very good tea. You can also knit them into shirts if your brothers have been turned into swans. But that's only if you're German. Now, leaves are also entirely edible, but only at particular times of year. Don't pick a leaf off a tree and chew it. I mean, or do, I don't know your life. But they are much better when they are young. Beech leaves in particular are peppery, it's very pleasant. Beech trees also good at nuts. Every year or so, they will drop a massive chunk of nuts on the floor. This is called the beech mast year. They are very small, little triangular nuts. You can peel them with a thumbnail. They're quite tasty, but they're a pain in the ass. Much easier are cob nuts and hazelnuts. You can recognize them by these leaf-like caps. If they have a hard wooden-looking cap, that's an acorn. Don't eat it. It will kill you. Also, walnuts are good. The fruit will stain your skin. It's very brown. Chestnuts. These are a great source of all sorts of staple nutrients. However, don't eat horse chestnuts. They will kill you. Are we noticing a theme, friends? You want the ones with the fluffy spikes and the nice little pointed tails. You can roast them on the fire. If you don't stab them, they explode. Next. Some of our food is better prepared than eaten fresh. Ingredients. Rose hips are great in syrups and all sorts of jellies. They will be itchy if you pick them. Wash your hands. Also, they come from roses, easy to recognize. Sloes. These look like plums. They are not plums. Don't put them in your mouth. Put them in your gin. Much better. Then put the gin in your mouth later. Much more pleasant, trust me, they're bitter. Next up, we have crab apples. A lot of people will harvest wild apples. That's fine, but apples are more likely to be a grown crop. Crab apples, no one grows them. They're bitter, but they're a great source of pectin if you're trying to make jam with all of the blackberries you stole earlier. Next up, one of my favorite trees out there is the elder. Elderberries are an awesome thing to harvest. You want to harvest them late in the season when they're turning to something like raisins. You can make wine from them. It actually tastes like wine. Also from the elder tree, though much more pleasant in my opinion, you could pick the flowers. So elderflowers you pick early in the season rather than late, because if you wait more than a week or two, they will start to smell of cat pee. Whatever you do with them, they will continue to smell of cat pee. You can eat them. I'm not going to judge you, but you can also eat dandelions if you want some flowers to put on your salad, and you can make a really nice summery syrup from them. You can crystallize primroses if you want to get fancy decorating some cakes. However, a more entertaining flower to pick, to me, watching you, is gorse flower. So gorse blossom has this great coconutty smell. You can steep it in milk and make ice cream, or I was about to say cheeseburgers, I mean cheesecake. But it will try to stab you. They are very spiky, and it's painful. And there is a very brief run through several things you can eat in backcountry Yorkshire. In brief, if you don't know what you are eating, Don't eat it. Don't put things in the mouth that you don't know what they are. Thank you.